Good afternoon. We're back here at the show floor of F8 live reporting. Individual session tracks are in full swing. The garage, as you might be hearing in the background noise, is super busy. Developers are speaking to experts about some of the new products that have launched, get some more information. And the queues to try out the Oculus stations are absolutely jam-packed. So far things are super exciting. But there's one area that we haven't mentioned earlier before, and that is actually what is happening below the mezzanine around internet.org. So with me here today is Amit Suri, who manages mobile partnerships for internet.org, who we're going to ask a couple of questions to tell us a little bit more about what is happening here. But before we do that, I would love to understand a little bit more about internet.org. Can you give us a bit of background about what this initiative is all about?
Sure. So internet.org is a mission, our vision to connect the next 5 billion people. Today, if you look at the world economy is going to be a knowledge-based economy. And internet is a backbone for the new economy. We wanted to provide internet to everyone that we can in the world. There's about 7 billion people, and only 2.7 billion people are connected today. The internet.org mission is to connect the next 5 billion people. The next 5 billion people may not come onto internet using expensive laptops, but the next generation would be coming on internet using mobile devices. So about a year back when we went to Africa, we had a big team from our application developer team that went to Africa. We looked at what the Facebook experience was for the developers there, and we had a real empathy for them because it wasn't really working. So we came back and we did a 4 months of exercise to re-engineer our app to work in a more efficient way so that people across the world could have a more data efficient app. So as part of that, we created this initiative towards more of helping app developers and us to get them to be more app efficient or data efficient on the networks. So this is a hackathon event supporting that initiative.
Wow, that's an incredible cause, obviously. So what is actually happening here today? Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on?
So what we've done here is we've simulated the network conditions in India, and we'll be allowing app developers to come in and test their apps and see what their app's behavior is when they are in India. So we had a lot of users come in, and we've had about 50 people come and test their apps. And it's been a consistent behavior from them that the applications don't work, they don't load up, images are not booting up. So this is for the first time as developers develop apps sitting in their offices in US with LTE infrastructure. This is the first exposure they have to seeing what their app behaves for users in India and other emerging countries.
Wow, that's amazing. So I understood that we're working here with Sony Ericsson, that there's a partnership. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So currently to focus this, we've got 3 partnerships. We've got Ericsson and Nokia. Okay. Ericsson is helping us with the infrastructure to be able to simulate what the network looks like in India. Nokia is helping us with devices. So if you look at it from a user perspective, there are 3 elements to get a very good performance. It's the network, the device, and the application. Application developers are breaking their application. So if you can tune all 3, we'll have a very efficient application and a good user experience.
Wow, that's awesome. So behind us, I can see that a lot of companies are actually currently testing their app. Any interesting stories to share? How many people have passed, have actually met all the criteria to be successful in an environment like that would be real in India?
We've had a lot of people come in. We've been up. I think we've by the time we end the day, we'll have about 150 app developers that will come and test their app. There's been a wide variety of feedbacks we've received, from not being able to load images, from not being able to even just connect to the websites. One of the application developers had a very short logout time. So when the user was trying to log in, the timeout would go out, and they feel that the user was just lost interest or defocused himself, and the server would just kick him out. And the user just couldn't get back into the network. So there was another user that couldn't get the credit card completed because the same timeout issues. Most of the application developers develop their app using LTE and broadband infrastructure that's here, and they don't look into environments that were in India and other emerging countries, so they haven't been able to time or optimize their apps for that.
Wow. Lots of exciting things going on here. Amit, thank you very much for taking the time to speaking to us. We're going to have a quick roam around and speak to one of the developers here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming along.
All right, so let's see if we can find any developers that have currently tested an app or are in the process of doing so. So come along with me. Hey there, Tim. Very good, very good. So, Tim, thank you very much for taking the time. Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about what you've been testing here, what the results have been like, and so on?
It's been a really good experience. I've been testing a video streaming application, and I knew that it would be slow and the performance wouldn't be great, but I wasn't exactly sure how long it would take. And then I think one of the important things to test is when something does take a long time, is the user stuck? Can they cancel? Does the application crash? So I think here in the US we have no idea what conditions are like elsewhere, and we get really used to building things that require a lot of bandwidth and don't handle the error cases very well. And so it was really great to be able to see in real time what happens and how my app handles it.
So these key learnings, what is it that you're going to be taking back to your company right now, and will you be sort of focusing on more when you're thinking through your app development process?
I think focusing more on the handling these types of scenarios. Not, we know, like I said, we knew it would be slow or things might take a long time. To watch a video, a user's ready to watch it, they're maybe willing to wait 5 minutes. But if they're not and they can't cancel it or they have to reboot their phone or do something if you get into a really bad condition, that's something we really need to focus on because that's going to make the users of the application really unhappy.
Well, Tim, thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck with everything, with the rest of your testing, and I hope you enjoy the rest of F8. Perfect, thank you. All right, guys. Well, that was a quick session live from the F8 floor. We will be back very soon with more partner interviews taking place at the F8 live streaming channel. And a little bit later on this afternoon, we will be reporting back from a different place here at F8. Bye-bye.